Why you guys being weird? All right, that's a little better. All right, so next morning fun. Not as bad, not as good as my little pea brain was thinking it was gonna be, as far as the quantity of poop. This is not blood. They pee on the floor, it mixes with the dirt, and for whatever reason, it always comes out red. So, sheep or no sheep, it's still a little bit messy in here, but adding 6 more animals that poop twice as much as the goats to this scenario, you could see how it's quite easily less than it would be. I tell you guys, the first night over here in the barn after the sheep went to their new home, it was eerily quiet and challenging. And even last night when I came to feed the boys, man, good Lord, I can't speak this morning. Last night when I came to feed the boys, I actually made a food cup for Fluff, which made me very sad. It just natural. I've been doing it. We had let me see, we had the sheep we've had for 5 years, and Sir Fluffington we've had for 2 years. So it's been a 2-year endeavor with him, day in and day out, twice a day at a minimum. As I always say, you guys know I'm over here more than just twice a day, but when you do something that many times, it just gets ingrained in your brain. Morning, boys. All right, don't get up. I'm just talking about you. Yeah, I noticed myself looking behind me occasionally too, just over the last couple of days, for him not to take me out at the knees. And he didn't always do that. You know, sometimes, most of the time, he just wanted to come get some pets and play. Occasionally, he'd get a wild hair and he'd want to play a little more aggressively. Okay. Hear the silence, the quiet, the peace, the bugs. I locked the chubbies in the barn. We'll talk about them in a minute. You guys asked me to do a video about the Bucky Boy hierarchy. So, let me get in the shade real quick because y'all is going to be 91 today and humidity, I don't know what the humidity level is going to be, but it's going to be somewhere around 101, 105. Okay, here's the situation. Don't mind my dirty butt. I think it's tennis elbow and or golfer. Well, tennis elbow because the pain is in the front. Golfer's elbow, the pain is in the back. Or strike that, reverse it. I'm not sure which one. So I had a compression. They make a band that you put right here on your forearm that puts pressure on this muscle right here. And that is supposed to help alleviate the pain. And or you need to stabilize the wrist, because the stabilization of the wrist keeps you from flexing and bending the tendons up in the elbow in a certain way that prevents more damage. Range of motion reduction. So at the end of the day, I bought the band that goes around the forearm. It's similar to one of those that you put on your knee, just under your kneecap to keep your knee from moving around in there. That caused me a tremendous amount of pain, and it just kept building to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, which is extremely high. Wrist. So I was flexing. Before we even bought it, I'm like, okay, if I immobilize my wrist, I'm holding my wrist with my hand, keeping it still and moving my arm around, and I'm having less pain. I put the ball on there, moving my arm around, and it's causing more pain. So I'm guessing what I needed to do was stabilize the wrist. It's been okay. My range of motion is weird. There's certain ways I can move it and bend it that hurt, and there's ways that don't. we're here to talk about hierarchy and seeing a little bit of that play out. Look, guys, you guys have been around long enough, most of you. My mental mindset is, there's a few things. One, I don't care. I'm left-handed now until this heals. That's just where I go. I don't go to, I know people that I need to take a month off of work and I need to be on restricted duty for another 6 months and whatever. You know what? No, ain't nobody got time for that, and ain't nobody coming to save me. So I'm left-handed until further notice. I'm not left-handed. I'm terrible with my left hand, but the brain can do amazing things, and we'll force the brain to do amazing things, and we'll be left-handed until this works its way out. So that's where we are with the arm. Packages will still be wrapped. Soap will still be sent out. I might be a little slower because, again, I suck with my left hand. Oh, that's interesting. Jack is probably the herd king. I don't know, man. Snickers, I don't know. I really don't know. Jack has always been kind of the leader of the boys. Good morning, Mav. Hi, buddy. Good morning, Mav. Can I check your eyes? Those look pretty good. Good. Latte right here, this white goat with the very handsome beard and the bangs, is son of Jack. Jack has always kind of been the leader, but I think it's because Snickers doesn't care to take over the role, and Mello is just, I don't know. He's just the most chill. It's just like bro. It's just a big bro fest over here. Nobody really tussles too much. Every now and then for food like that, they'll go at it, but honestly, I would really struggle to tell you who leads this pack of rebels. I think breeding season, you know, there's going to be a lot more fighting. There's going to be a lot more pushing around. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. In a wild scenario, it might be more evident. But for me, on a day-to-day, just looking around, finish your pee before you walk off, you weenie. You're so weird. President Snow. He's still peeing. Looks good though, nice and clear. Good water going in, good water coming out. But I don't have, guys, I just don't have that with the boys. Mel loves the spool. He will fight for the spool. They're all about the same. Jack is they're not all about the same. Mello and Snickers. This is Mello. Let me clear up that real quick. Let's just go around the, hi, Mel. Sweet little angel. He's just a big love. I mean, he just loves. You're a little musky right now, my dude. Oof. Gonna go wash that hand. May, don't be trying to die. Your mama's coming to get you. And don't do it. Let me go around. So that's Mello. This is President Snow. Go back and watch Ambrosia's video. His mom died after he was trapped. He was messed up in there. He was rolled around facing all the wrong directions. We ended up calling the vet for an emergency visit. He ended up going in and pulling him out. We think she possibly got a tear in her uterus and she bled out on the inside. So his mom ended up passing. We weren't going to keep him and breed him. We weren't going to do that. But after his mom died, our friend Arrowhead Acres Farm, LLC, go check her out on Facebook, Arrowhead Acres Farms, LLC. She was going to take him for us, breed her to one of her girls of our choosing. Tracy, you're freaking amazing. She was going to breed him to one of her girls of our choosing and let us pick one of the does. I feel like she said ad infinitum until we found a doe that we liked to replace his mom with, just so we could keep her bloodline alive on the farm. He ended up having a cryptorchid testicle, meaning one of his testicles did not fall down into the scrotum. If you look at the boys, hi Jack, let me see your bits. Nice even, you can see there's 2 little lumps there, 2 nice testicles. If you look at President Snow, he's only got that one. So the other one is up in his body cavity. That's a genetic trait that we wouldn't want to breed into any of our future animals. Could he breed? Potentially, yes. Would he pass that on? Potentially, yes. Do we want that? Absolutely not. There's also a chance that because the testicle is inside of the body cavity, that it's hotter than it should be. There's a reason they hang where they hang, and they stay the temperature the way nature intended. But once it's inside the body cavity, it's going to be much hotter, and generally the sperm is no good at that point. He's shooting blanks. So we're going to go ahead and keep him. He'll live out here for his mama until he passes, and that'll be it. Augustus, Maverick, Jack, obviously, aka Bangs, Stitch. We have Mater, as in Toe Mater. We have Grumpy, we have Marlin, and we have Caramel Latte, aka Latte. And big old Mr. Snickers. Mr. Snickers, you look like a stout man this year, my friend. He's really growing into just a phenomenal buck. He might get, I mean, I know you're pretty, but I don't think you have more than 2 brain cells in there. And I'm pretty sure you only do something when those 2 just happen to bump into each other and you're like, eat some food. Pee on the ground. What, big guy? Are you gonna let me pet you? Are you serious? No? So we got him and we got Jack at the same time. They both, you know, you guys, if you've watched long enough, you know how we treat our animals. They both receive the same amount of hugs and love and pets and food, and they've lived kind of in the same environment. Whatever they wanted, they got, as far as love and pets and all that goes. He doesn't want to be touched. Jack loves the pets. Right now he's peeing. Oh, big boy. And when H comes over here, he loves his mama. He'll come right to her, be rubbing on her leg. Yeah, I stink now. Mellow is just a beautiful buck. He came from the same farm as Licorice and Gummy. Hi. And he's just a big, sweet boy. And I say all that, guys, to say Jack is probably, okay, no, I don't say all that. Okay, one more thing. Jack is probably right around 60 to 65 pounds. These boys are probably pushing 75 to 80 pounds. Hi, big boy. Hi. What are you doing? Nothing? Okay. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that body. I mean, I'm just... He was really, really expensive. But he's worth every penny. I'm just so pleased with his everything. Why we have black and white bucks is because then they can't pass anything but black. And then generally, whatever the mom is carrying, whether it's chamois, couclair, buckskin, whatever. That's probably what mom is going to pass as kids. And since we like our patterns of our does, we decided to get black bucks and breed those so that they don't pass anything. And then we can get just baby carbon copies of moms. Now, to wrap it all up on the hierarchy, good night. I mean, if we're going by biggest, never mind. Snickers wins. Snicks, what's going on, buddy? Did you find a stick? Did your brain cells bump together and tell you to go rub on a stick? Hi. I love him, though. I do love him. I mean, he's just, I don't know if it's, I mean, he's just gorgeous. He's really turned into just this phenomenal looking buck. When he was young, and he throws kids like this, his kids, I'm not going to point out a buck and say that's his because I'm not 100% positive. I'd have to look at my notes. But all his babies are born with these tall, long legs and this long, skinny, narrow body like this. And it's just funny to see that nobody needs to see your wiener. Goodness. Put it, sheath that thing, my friend. Okay. So his babies are just tall, long-legged, skinny-bodied little things. And they look just not, they don't look good when they're born. They just look like skinny little bean poles that need to eat some food. And half the time I'm showing video around here and I'm like, man, you just don't even look good on video. You're so scrawny. But you look at his, look at Mel, and then look at Snicker's body, and you can see they're built exactly the same. So when those babies grow up, they're going to be beautiful blonde bearded stallions. I'm pretty sure still that somebody sneaks in here at night and does his beard for him. And let me say one more thing before I wrap up, guys. If you don't already know, as far as I know, I'll just speak to Nigerian dwarfs. They all have beards, girls, boys. Some of them have more pronounced beards than others. All the baby boys are getting their beards, most of them anyway. Hi, Bangs. You're getting some bangs up there. I hate to say so-and-so's a jack baby, and that's why they have bangs, because I don't think Mater is, but he's got an awesome set of bangs on him. And no, I don't remember everything. If I texted H right now and said, who's Mater's daddy, she'd tell me, because she knows. She just remembers all that stuff. It's just second nature. But I know for a fact, why are you on that side of the fence? Latte is a jack baby. And look at those bangs. And that beard and those bangs. Hi, guys. Well, I tell you, it's probably 15 degrees cooler over here than it is out in the sun, man. Oof, it's gonna be nasty today. So we'll get these boys all watered up, get everybody, make sure they're looking good. Plenty of water, fresh and clean. Same with the girls. And that's pretty much it, guys. I would love to be able to tell you that Jack is the herd king, or that Mellow is, but they're just big buddies over here. I think if it came down to a fight for ladies, I don't think Jack would win, but never. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. I'll finish it. It's the size of the fight in the dog, and that dude will not back down. The problem with, not the problem. He's a good breeder. He gets in there and he gets the job done, and it's done. Snickers is a lover. He'll spend 20 minutes courting the ladies, giving them the old licking kick. You're in the tree, bro. See, people don't see enough of your silliness when I say you're not operating. Perhaps you have eaten too many crayons. You are not operating at maximum. You're fine, I guess. I don't know. He wasn't so stinking cute. And he's got a really good pedigree, too. They all do. But I think if it came down to it, Jack would fight to the death, whereas Mello probably wouldn't. Mel's just, he's a good breeder, too. He gets on it. He gets after it. Jack gets after it. Snick's just, he likes to woo the ladies. Go back to breeding videos from earlier in the year. Or late last year, rather. And, it's just a long, you know, when you put Snickers in with a girl, you're going to be standing in there for a minute. We will move the boys into the stall with the girls, and we will let them have several rounds of breeding. When we did our fall breeding with Sugar Pie, Cookie, Mama Frosty, which you guys said that, I've had several people say, Mama, look at Mama Frosty's baby bump, and I hope that's true, but I haven't really noticed it as much. I moved the babies out here on the porch and fed them. I haven't really noticed it. I hope she does have a baby bump. It'll be on that side. I kind of see where you're getting at there. She's got one in there. Maybe. She had Ferdinand last year. And you can go to the Ferdy Fans Facebook page. Just type in Ferdy Fans. You'll be able to find that. The way we did cookies, sugar pie, Frosty, and she's a biter, man, and Gummy, is we actually put them in with the bucks for a couple months, and kind of spring heats aren't as prevalent. You'll see we're getting ready to go into heat in the fall here. You'll see the difference between a spring heat, which is barely perceptible. They start flagging a little bit, they're acting a little off, and they're generally in heat. So since it's incredibly difficult to catch the spring heat, stop chewing my shirt, I'll pet you, fine, okay. Since it's difficult to catch the spring heats, we decided to just throw the girls in there, leave them in there for a couple months with the boys. That'd give them a couple heat cycles every 21 days. And they would be bred at least twice, several times. You know, when they come in the heat, they're going to get bred several times when that happens. But that would give them 2 heat cycles to get bred. We didn't want to extend it further than that because we don't want babies born. I believe we're looking at the end of October and the end of September, the end of October for babies. We did not want to get into babies in November because Ohio weather, you never know. The first year we breed for fall babies would be the year that November decides to be 1980s November, and we have real winter and babies die, and I don't like that. So that is pretty much it. I think I'm really agreeing with you guys on the Streusel herd queen situation, where she is possibly still the queen. The respect is still there. The love is still there. She just doesn't throw her weight around. I mean, yesterday she came out. She actually went out with the herd as soon as I opened the doors, and then she spent the day out in the yard. Hi, Johnny. So, long-winded. Maybe she still is the queen. Nobody else is in that obvious role, so I don't know. But for now, not any issues. We'll wait until breeding season rolls around to see what happens. But outside of that, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. And I gotta go package a bunch of stuff and send it to you guys. Thanks for supporting the soap business. As of now, there's still soap out there. I'm not asking you to go buy it, but I'm just letting you know, if you didn't get in on some, there's still some out there. We will probably shut that down at a certain point this week, just so we can focus on pulling everything together for the next few shows for craft season, guys, is insane. And it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of time, and we want to be able to focus on that. We're going to do the next soap restock on September 30th. We will have pumpkin soap in that restock. Johnny, you are probably the sweetest little angel on the planet. Frosty, you got competition. You got competition. Tootsie, you're just needy, but I love you. Frosty Mom. Let's go out on Frosty Mom. You want to know why? Watch this. If you guys go back to when we got her, she is a freaking angel. Did you seriously belch in my face? I know that's how goats show love. I know that is. Come up and they'll give you a little belch right in the face. It stinks. Well, Frosty Mom, I wanted to pet you. She'll normally just close her eyes and just completely go completely into chill mode. Are you eating my earbud? Could you guys even hear me, or did you hear? It's still all attached. She's not choking on that. I don't know if you heard anything I said, because she had it in her mouth chewing on it. Y'all, I do not put snacks in my pockets, because if I had snacks in my pockets, it'd be a whole different game over here. They would literally be trying to kill me to get to me. Oh. You want to fight one of these? Don't put your ears up at me. You're a weenie. You're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. You're gonna love me.